Again, this is to introduce you a little bit to reaching into host object functions and calling them for your own purposes. The solution to this is the potential array-like thing, or array or not. We're just going to return the result of calling object.prototype.toString. So we're getting object prototype's toString method, but instead of calling it an object, we're going to call it, well, instead of calling it on an, like this object's just toString normally, whatever it might be, we're going to make sure we're calling object prototype's toString with our object. And then we're going to make sure that that is equal to object array. Is that what everybody's got? Let me make sure that that is right. I spelled it right. Yep, good. Object array. Any questions there?
Yeah. Well, why does it return arguments if you just say object to string?
If I say object dot.
I just tried it out just to see if that would work too. And why do you have to use call instead of just directly calling to string?
Instead of just writing object.toString? Is that what you mean? Because, well, let's say I passed in, let's say I made an, I mean, one reason is I could do something like evil and go, now this would return true then if I passed this object. You know, if this was the object I passed, it would call, if I just did object to string, it would return the same thing and return true. This is a way of making sure no matter what. Also, I think, but I'm not 100% sure right off the top of my head, but I think arrays have a different toString than, they have their own, on array.prototype, it has its own toString that's different than object's toString method would return. So that's partly why as well. Make sense? It's yeah. I could go, there's a much longer explanation, but.
Are you just asking, instead of calling it on the prototype, just calling object.toString?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm sorry, I misunderstood your question. I thought you were asking, I thought you meant this. But you meant why not?
Well, no, yeah, that is what I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's why it could be faked, is for one, and then also arrays toString. As you can see, array, if I had array, its toString returns a representation that's joined. So you can think of it as like arrays toString. You can think of it this way: arrays toString method just does a join and then returns whatever that is. But object prototype toStrings method, or objects toString method, what that will do is it looks up whatever that special type is. Like it can look up a special type and know the, I forgot there's a term for it in the ECMAScript spec, which is like the, you know, like if it's a regular expression or if it's a, whatever those base constructors are, it'll actually give you the name for it. So it'll give you array back. That's why it does it that way. Good question. All right, so let's go to the next. I'm gonna first make sure, just like hopefully you guys did, make sure my test is working. It is, good. We'll go to the next exercise.